Hey, welcome in. Well, I gotta tell you, I was shocked when I saw these reports of Spotify losing $4 billion just because Neil Young wanted off their platform, because he hates free speech. It was shocking. It became a little less shocking than when it immediately turned into $2 billion, and then becomes actually even less shocking when it turns out it was probably $0 billion. Here's the headline. Cherry-picked bullshit. Twitter users respond to claims Spotify lost $2 billion following Neil Young exit. Yeah, and it's not just Neil Young. It's not just Neil Young. There's also two other people that the vast majority of Spotify users have never heard of. And I'm going to say, Joni Mitchell, just like Neil Young, has written some great music. Some really great music. And that said, I also don't care that they've written some great music. I've heard all those songs a billion times already anyway. When their songs come on the radio, I change the channel. And that's because neither of them has put out a good new song in decades. So I'm sick of hearing all their music. And I just kind of feel like the wider argument over free speech and censorship might be a little bit more important than some 3-minute ditty, no matter how catchy it is. I've decided to remove all my music from Spotify. People are being killed by lies spread by irresponsible individuals. I stand in solidarity with Neil Young and the global scientific and medical communities on this issue. I mean, Nixon must be rolling in his grave going, "Where were you when I needed you?" But anyway, let's just correct this. She says she stands in solidarity with Neil Young and the global scientific and medical communities. No, she doesn't. She stands in solidarity with the people that the media allows her to hear. So I have to say to Joni Mitchell, with all due respect for the wonderful music she created over the years, shut up, you old bag. And oh, let's not forget, Peter Frampton. He's getting it on the act too. Good for you, Neil. I've always been an Apple guy for streaming. No Joe Rogan for me, thank you. Spoken like a true rebel. Spoken like a true advocate for human rights. They're all Apple guys, right? Let's see. No Joe Rogan for me, thank you. I've always been an Apple guy for streaming. No Joe Rogan for me, thank you. Well, you know what? It's also no Peter Frampton for anybody, because nobody gives a shit. I don't know how many people these days are just dying to hear another one of his 15-minute solos. I'm guessing it's not that many. So when I heard about this massive loss to Spotify, I was a little bit dubious, I have to admit. Turns out I was right to be dubious. And where did this come from? Well, the usual sources here. A Variety headline, Spotify lost more than $2 billion in market after Neil Young pulled his music over Joe Rogan's podcast. And of course, there's response to this. This is cherry-picked bullshit from Mediaite journalist John Ziegler. And what did he say? This is cherry-picked bullshit. The market in general was way down this week, but in the last 2 days of trading, since they announced Young was gone and Rogan is staying, their stock actually went up slightly. You moronic hacks have no shame. No, they certainly don't. How about this? Quote, you mean Spotify stock is down? Kind of like the entire NASDAQ is down 20% in the same time frame? Is that Rogan's fault as well? Critical thinking fail. But then again, you weren't really thinking at all, were you? The whole market was down this week. Did Tesla's stock also dip because a misguided old man pulled his music from Spotify? The Variety writer admitted in the text of the article that Spotify stock was already in a severe downward spiral prior to Young's ultimatum and eventual follow-through. Quote, to be sure, Spotify stock was already on the slide, having plummeted 25% year-to-date as of January 25. The day before Young's catalog was pulled off Spotify. The writer also revealed that the stock rebounded on Friday with a 1% increase that reflected the overall market upturn. But anyone just reading the headline, and that's how they do it, folks, would assume that Young's departure had catastrophic consequences from a financial standpoint. And right here, actually, I have Young for comment. Let's hear it. Oh, he doesn't sound well. Not well at all. And the irony of this, too, is that these people from this older generation of songwriters, when not everybody agreed with everything as it is today, they don't understand that they're next up for they're going to come for them, too, right? They're not immune from all the canceling. They're going to come for them. I mean, let's just take a look at this from Rolling Stone. Neil Young blamed homosexuals for AIDS. What? That almost sounds like something you might get canceled for. That sounds like something that people might petition for you to be canceled over. Huh. In an interview with Melody Maker in 1985, Neil Young backed Reagan's gun control policies and said of AIDS, quote, "You go to a supermarket and you see an F word behind the effing cash register, and you don't want him to handle your potatoes." That's right, that's Neil Young. That's virtuous, pure Neil Young right there. You hear that, kids? You hear that, kids? You hear that, social justice warriors? This is your new hero, Neil Young. So I don't know, sounds like maybe Neil Young maybe shouldn't be drawing too much attention to himself these days if he wants his music anywhere. Because we know we're in a cultural revolution, right? We know the woke people want to ban everything, and they especially don't like old white men. So I don't know. I mean, obviously somewhere along the line, all these old rockers lost their interest in free speech. They lost their appetite for freedom of expression. Maybe they should rediscover it. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. That really helps me out. If you just like to listen, there's the podcast Radio Baloney. It's on pretty much every platform. If you look for it, you will find it. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.